The views expressed by our guests are their own, and their appearance on this program does not imply an endorsement of them or any entity they represent.
Are you looking to step into an entrepreneurial adventure, but you're not really sure where to start? This channel interviews the movers and shakers in their niche. Watch the shows on this channel to learn about business ideas. Connect with the businesses that offer a solution to your problem. PSI TV helps businesses and content creators increase their visibility to a new audience, giving them a bigger presence by making TV affordable. Beyond ads, biz brands can now have a channel presence with their content. We are the Netflix of biz brands. If you have a passionate message, the solution to a problem, a new book or product launch, and want to impact a new and expansive audience, have your audience say, "I saw you on TV." PSI TV is proud to bring you another author. And this time, Brian writes in the mystery space. Brian Foster lives in Florida. He loves singing and writing, and he combined these two loves and wrote a song for the love of his life. He has a bachelor's degree in business administration from St. Norbert College, and he wrote the Pat Randolph Mysteries, the Case of Lori Larkin. And that's what brings Brian to us today. Brian, so happy to have you.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
So Brian, what inspired you to write Pat Randolph Mysteries, the Case of Lori Larkin?
Well, the biggest thing that inspired me to write this book is my father was a very avid reader, and he always encouraged me to read books. He was a big science fiction fan. I'm a little bit into science fiction, but I'm more interested in the mystery side. So I really got interested in writing mysteries because I like crime solving. I like watching shows like NCIS, FBI, just to name a few. So I really enjoyed writing, and as you mentioned in the opening, I did write lyrics to a song that wound up be made into a demo. Unfortunately, didn't make it to the radio, but it gave me a firsthand look at my writing skills and see what I could produce. And I said, well, let me try my hand at writing a book, and so I decided to write Pat Randolph Mysteries. Just give it a little background. Pat Randolph is actually the character is actually derived from my a short version of my middle name. And then also one of my family tree, Randolph was the middle name of one of my family members. So I just combined the two into that particular character.
Oh, okay. That's good to know. So Brian, when I was in my early teens, I read Nancy Drew, Hardy Boys. Later on, I read Tom Clancy, Jack Higgins, a little bit of a mystery interest there for me. But just curious, those authors have written many books. Are you likely to crank out a series of books like these authors have done?
Oh, yes, definitely. That's my long-term goal, is to turn it into a series. Because what I found is from my research is that your authors such as Tom Clancy, another one, Michael Crichton, those are my two favorite authors. They're the ones that got me encouraged to really read their books, but in reading in general. But also I like other authors as well. But mainly my father inspired me to read because of all the books that he read. In fact, actually, I have two big, huge bookcases full of books that he read that I kept in his memory, just to remind me of who he was. And so yeah, I definitely intend on writing a series of books. I don't know how many. It's hard to say at this standpoint, but definitely going to be a series of books because I've found that it's hard to build a fan base in general just for one book. So if I can turn it into a series, it gives more people an opportunity to become fans of my work. With the book, they can, they're going to be getting a lot of action and adventure. I do put a lot of action in the book, but they also get a great background on the character itself, Pat Randolph, as well as some of the other characters in the book. hopefully I ultimately hope to bring into future books. But also in addition to that, with Pat Randolph, you're going to get a combination of a fiction story, fictional character, along with a combination of actual events from the author's life. I like to combine some events from my life into my writing to try and make it more interesting, more engaging. And it also makes it a little easier for me to write because I'm combining real life events into a fictional story.
Yes, a lot of writers actually use real news as an inspiration. So that's pretty cool right there. So for those who are thinking of finally writing their first book, can you share that whole writing experience, any challenges, just so that people know what the writer's journey can be like?
Well, I have to say, the biggest thing I can encourage someone to write is getting the courage to write. I think that's one of the biggest hurdles, is getting the courage to write. It's great. You could come up with all the ideas in the world that you can think of, but it's actually coming to putting the pen to paper, or in this case, Microsoft Word these days, but going ahead and just going through with it, not just saying you're going to do it, just actually get down to it, do the work, make the time for it. That's the other biggest challenge, because I have a full-time job in addition to being author. So author is my side job. So it's putting in the time management is a very big key to writing your book. Setting aside time, hour a day, 2 hours a day, whatever it is you can fit into your busy schedule to write. I was impressed with myself. I was able to write my book within about a month. I thought it would take a lot longer than that, but I was very good at my time management skills, so I was able to complete it within a month.
So it's possible. So therefore, cranking out the others should be easier, right?
Yes, hopefully much easier. Yes.
Right. So I hear you have some charities that are dear to your heart. Would you share those with us?
Well, I contribute to three charities which are really near and dear to my heart. The Tunnel to Towers Foundation is very big to me because my father was in the military, and also I have a lot of family members who are in the military, and they help those who have lost military members, or even police officers, firefighters who have been lost in the line of duty, and they pay off their mortgages for their home. And I can't think of a better charity than to help those who have sacrificed so much for us. Second thing is I'm a big pet lover. I contribute to the ASPCA. And then also the third charity that I contribute to is St. Jude for cancer research for children. Those commercials always touch me when I see them. Mm-hmm. And so those are three very near and dear to my heart. I do contribute to some others occasionally, but those are the three ones I contribute to regularly.
Okay, well, that's really awesome. So Brian, is there anything else you'd like to share?
Yeah, well, I like to direct people to my website. At my website, you can do such as order my book, check out my reviews, get a biography of me as the author, but also you can sign up for my email list. All those can be done through my website, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And if you have suggestions of if you'd like to contact me, I do have a way to contact me on the website as well. So I do have multiple options for people to go to my website.
Sweet. So guess what? This was really nice. Talking with Brian Foster about Pat Randolph Mysteries, The Case of Lori Larkin. And his book is available at Barnes & Noble, Amazon, and Dorrance Bookstore. And you can definitely learn more about Brian, what's coming up next, chat with him, buy his book at patrandolphmysteries.com, patrandolphmysteries.com, and that will also be in the credits. Make sure you spell it right. Trudy Behrman here. It was great chatting with you today, Brian. Thank you so much for being my guest.
Thanks so much for your time today. Appreciate it.